Hello world and welcome back. Episode number 6. We want to be able to highlight the sections in the right hand side in the canvas, well the preview side, and then we want to see a highlight on the left hand side, the editor side. So this is pretty exciting because it's going to be very interactive. Well, that's the plan, right? Knock on wood. I worked with Claude Sonnet, the chat, to help articulate the post, craft the message, craft what we're going to be doing, and then it creates the prompts that we're going to give to Claude Code on the left hand side. Oh, then also I forgot on the last episode to update the GitHub, which I did, and then also updated the README file to kind of give it an update on the progress. I actually did that yesterday, but I think I'm catching a cold, man, so it's kind of hard to talk yesterday, so I just let it go and picked it up today. Felt a little bit better. So let's give it a go, right? Phase 1. So yeah, sure, Claude, we're ready to go. Oh, I don't even know if this is still live. This is from yesterday. What we'll do here is exit and then start Claude back up. Oh, but in a nutshell too, before we get started, just so you can see where we're at, this is where the GitHub is actually saved at. We have our templates, and yesterday or the day before, or no, it was actually a few days ago now, because it took a couple days to edit. Whenever we click these full landing pages, it builds them, right? So we have our about page, our contact page, and our landing page. In the future, the idea is to have a series of them. Either, I'm not sure which direction to go, either make a series of different landing pages or have a single, just keep these core landing pages and then have a button or something where we can just drag and drop the theme, or we could change the theme at will and the colors and all that jazz. But we're just iterating one step at a time and moving forward. But without further ado, let's go ahead and start this guy up. So I told Claude, oops, with a bunch of typos. Let me fix it real quick. All right, we're ready to execute the phases, starting with 1. Wow, that is the shortest prompt that we've gotten ever. So add an inspect mode toggle button to the toolbar component. Remember, we broke it down into 6 phases, each one at a time. We have Claude Sonnet, chat, being the brains of the operation for Claude Code. You know what though? Paste. That's only 21 lines. What we can do in the future too is try using the dev mode. You just hit Shift Tab and you can cycle through the different versions of Claude. And we can use that guy to come up with stuff like this. I've used it before, but I thought this would be more exciting because you get a better view of what it's actually building. And it also helps slow me down because whenever you use dev mode in Claude Code, that monster rips. So I'm gonna put this guy yes to all. Also, there's a YOLO mode that I use sometimes. I kind of started off the project with it, so I didn't have to keep pushing yes to all a lot. But sometimes I'm concerned with like a poison well kind of thing, where someone puts some malicious NPM packages in there, and you're just hitting yes to all, and they know everybody's using code AIs, and they'll just start doing all kinds of bad things. So it says when it's done, there's going to be there's going to be a toolbar between format and the theme toggle. So here's our editor running. Here it is. Here's inspect. And it doesn't do anything yet, right? It just sort of just made it. So phase 1 complete. Fantastic. All right, so now I'm telling it, fantastic. Let's start on phase 2. Phase 1 appears to have gone very well. So again, we break it into smaller chunks and go from there. So I've been using Claude Sonnet chat to decompose the problems that we feed to Claude Code. All right, so now we have our next one. We're on phase 2. Inject hover tracking script. 71 lines. So after phase 2, injecting the hover tracking script, what we can look for is whenever we turn whenever we turn the inspection mode, we can actually talk while it's running. What to watch for after running, toggle the inspection mode on, hover over elements in the preview, and I should see a blue outline. So we're already gonna have the browser console on because we opened Electron in dev mode. So we should be seeing, or we might see, post-message activity. Then we could turn them, I keep wanting to say moggle, the toggle mode on and off, and we can see whether or not it turns on and off this messaging. Inspection mode's off. So you see a few hover effects. Inspection mode on. And we're not seeing any messaging in the console. It is dragging. I thought we fixed that already. Oh, so we only see it whenever it first turns on. We're gonna come back to that because I don't want to get, I don't want to deviate from our path here because I'm crunched for time. So phase 2 complete. I'm seeing, all right. So I'm seeing the highlighting as expected. No messages in console, but I think we have enough to start phase 3. All right, so phase 3, we're gonna be listening for messages in app.jsx. So it's gonna see what it is that we're hovering over. As expected, down here, we're seeing in the console, we're seeing the messages getting passed. All right, phase 3 complete, success. All right, so I told that phase 3 success. Let's go ahead and move on to the next phase. We're on stage 4, or phase 4 out of 6. Now that we're highlighting code in the preview or the canvas, I call it canvas. I'll go between canvas and preview. To me, they're the same, but I guess they're different. So preview, as we highlight code in the preview, we want to start finding it on the left-hand side. And we're just doing a simple match for that. Oh, whoops, forgot to copy and paste. Okay, 91 lines. So now it's really starting to get interesting, right? So it said console should now show both received hover and found matching. So again, we decompose the problem into smaller chunks where now we're going through one side of the editor, we're finding it. Okay, where you are on this side? Got you. We're starting to lock in. Some elements might show no match found. That's okay for now. We'll improve the algorithm later if needed. So let's start with something simple. Let's go to the very top. Build something amazing today. Oh, you know what I was just thinking though? Is once you select it, it just shows on the left-hand side, but it doesn't. You know what? We'll get to that in a minute. Let's work on this. So it works. So it found the matching corresponding code, right? Anticlimactic, but we're almost there. Phase 5. All right, so now we're gonna start highlighting the code in the Monaco editor, right? Copy, paste, 83 lines. So when you toggle it on, you hover over the element in the preview, you should see blue highlighting appear in the editor now. All right, so once this goes through, this is the hero section we're looking at, so it should highlight this hero section. All right, we'll see. So where we at? It's not bringing back any messages. So it's saying that there's no lines of code. And we're not getting any messaging going on. So it's not working. Okay. So we toggle mode on and off. When you hover in the preview, you should see blue highlighting appear in the editor. But it appears that we're getting no matches found. All right, so the messaging stopped and there is no highlighting in the Monaco editor. So the toggle button is working because there's no highlighting on the preview side. Hit inspect, now it's highlighting, boom, boom, boom. So we gotta fix this, buddy. Okay, so we have a problem now, so we're gonna have to debug. You know what we can also do too is rerun the, so we're gonna close out the editor. Make sure there's no Electron instances running. And then we can start it back up. Hit inspect. Yeah, still nothing. I gotta fix that is dragging issue. All right, so anyways, so the simple restart didn't fix it. So now, 27 lines of debugging. Let's see what happens. All right, just completed. So now it wants to know what we see whenever we hover. Nothing. Nothing happens when we hover. You know what I haven't done though? Is I haven't toggled the light and dark mode. Yeah, so let's do anything. All right, so see, it's very specific. In source components preview, add a console log at the top of the component to verify the prop is received. Add a console log inside the use memo. So injected hover tracking script. The clear console, preview inspection enabled, false, generating preview, okay. Inspect, well, let's clear the content. Clear the console first, hit inspect, true, 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 true. Nothing. So we're gonna copy the console, paste, boom. So it's saying that the problem is iframe sandboxing. Darn you, security. Toggle inspection mode on, hover over elements in the preview. Check the browser console. You should now see hover tracking script loaded and running and sending messages to the log. If you don't see the logs, the script isn't executing at all. Turn inspection mode off, clear the console, turn it on. And now we have our messaging as we did in phase 3, I believe. Okay, messaging is appearing. So that means that if you're seeing the logs, the script is running, which means it's running on the preview side. It's just not being able to send the message to the editor side. They're being blocked. The problem is that allow same origin and the sandbox can actually block post messages. Let's try a different approach. We need to allow the iframe to communicate with its parent. So we need to be able to communicate upstream. Clear content, clear console, inspect. Window parent exists, can communicate. Window exists, can't communicate. Oh, fantastic. So we're going to turn this off. We're going to clear this console. We're going to turn inspect on. We're going to go here. We're going to copy the console. We're going to let it know what happens. And then we're going to get rid of these in iframe. We're going to get rid of the tailwind messaging. And boom. Because the tailwind messaging is kind of just more tokens being used, kind of like noise. So we're going to reduce the noise to try to focus in. Sometimes it's good to add the noise because what we think might not be a problem might actually be helpful for Claude to figure out, to debug. But in this case, tailwind I don't think is the issue. So now so basically we're putting a tracer on it, right? So we're going to start at the very beginning and give it exactly the sequence of logs when we hover. This will tell us where the messages are getting lost. So now we're going to start putting a tracer on each element. And we're going to send a message. Got it here, here check, here check, here check. And we're going to see which guys are not checking in. And then we should be able to figure it out from there. 58 lines, let's go. Okay, test now. Let me know what you see in the console. All right, clear console. Turn inspect off. Clear console, inspect on. We don't see any highlighting. So we're gonna clear console messages, turn it off, turn it back on. Oh, nuts. I'm trying to not do that. Clear console, inspect, copy console. And I'm gonna give you exactly what I see, including the noise, because you're asking for exactly. All right, so let's do the proper troubleshooting steps, right? So saying the use effect isn't running at all, or we need to refresh the page. So to refresh the page, what we're gonna do is we're going to here, Control C. We're gonna start this guy back up fresh. We're gonna clear the console, inspect, copy. So I told it, I restarted the Electron app. Here's what I get. So I think it narrowed on to something, right? Claude said that it finished adding the listener use effect, and it's saying it didn't find it. So run this and restart the app. You should see setting up message listener appear on console right when the app loads. Find the existing use effect that has the keyboard shortcuts, the one with the handle key down function that checks for Control N, Control O, etc. Immediately after that use effect block, after it's closing, add this new use effect. Wait a minute, Claude says it's already done. So Claude code is saying that that's already there. Command Shift R, open DevTools F12. Command Shift R, DevTools are open. Look for setting up messaging. So we're gonna go to clear console, Command Shift R. Wow, it did a lot. Copy console, paste, verify that and show me the code around lines 419 to 463. Inspection mode false. I didn't even notice that. Clear console, inspect, copy console, paste. All right, copy console. And we're gonna show it that we are seeing the send message and we're seeing the received message. Paste. So we're baby stepping forward. Oh, so it's the findElementLines that are the issues. Well, that's what it thinks, right? So we're gonna keep diving down, whittle it down one piece at a time. Run this and then hover over elements again. It says we should see found match instead of no match found. All right, let's see if that worked. Command Shift R, inspection mode turn on, copy console. We're still not getting the, so we're in the nav bar. We're not seeing it highlighting. We're in the hero section. We're not seeing it highlighting. And then when we're over here, at received hover, no match found. Element hover message detected, no match found, no match found, no match found. So it's not finding matches. We're gonna copy the console, paste it, let it know that we're not finding it. I wonder if it has to do with the formatting or something, I'm not sure. Okay, so we're looking for something way too specific. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna try to find it a little more generically by tag name, right? So I wonder what happens if you have multiple tags. Is it gonna show it or not? But it would be cool to see some matching occurring here. All right, it says it should work now. Command Shift R, hard reset, inspect on, no match found. We might have to pick this up later, guys, because I'm not sure if I have enough time for this. You know what? So we were using this guy, Sonnet 4.5 chat. Let's try changing it to plan mode in Claude and giving it the code and seeing what it says. Also, Claude code, I believe, should be able to hook in and see the messages going on here. Yeah, I think it has to start the editor for that to happen, but so the problem is the findElements function is searching for, but the HTML content has H1 lowercase. Oh, it's the issue of case. Let me investigate and create a plan to fix this. Yes, and auto accept edits. Received errors, so boom, boom, boom. Inspect off, Command Shift R, inspect on. Oh yeah, look at that. It says it exists. Okay. Copy. Telling it Claude code fixed it on line 126. We should now see blue highlighting happening in the Monaco editor. Command Shift R, inspect. No highlighting, right? Command Shift R, clear console, inspect, copy, So I'm telling it that that it's still not working, no highlighting in the Monaco editor, but here are the logs after testing and inspect on an element in the preview. So now we're gonna see if phase 5 works. So now we're gonna redo phase 5. I'm not sure if we left off on phase 5 or not. Honestly, I kind of got a little sidetracked, but we'll find out right now. Let's go. Almost out of time, breskies. I thought since we're doing something so specific that we would have been able to narrow down on it and just bang, 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 bang it out. But it's a big piece. All right. Oh, there we go. Navigation bar. Hero section. It doesn't do the whole code. It just finds the button. See, it only does the first button, not this button. All right, so now it's starting to work, but it's not specific, right? Okay, so it's working, but it's only finding the first element of that type. For instance, it only highlights the very first button, no matter which button I select. Let's narrow that down to the exact button. So now we're gonna start searching for innerHTML. Run this, hover over the different buttons. All right, now, since we fixed the communication bridge between them, let's see if we can get these. How many lines was that? 100 lines. So now that we have communication, now we can control what type of messages it says. Oh, no way to zoom out. I really should start putting this further back. All right, it says it's done. Let's see what we got. Command Shift R, hard restart, navigation bar, inspect on, navigation bar. Yes. So hero section, button, feature grid. It's not finding this one. There's this button, well, this card, this card. Yeah, it only finds that first. You know what? We're gonna have some troubleshooting to do. I don't think we're gonna have time to deal with it today though. Close, but not enough. Okay, progress. But we're gonna continue to progress forward. And then I think probably episode 7 is gonna be troubleshooting these different issues that we're having for these different phases. So yeah, done is better than perfect. And if we sit here and just keep picking at this single piece, we're gonna end up losing context for the rest of the project. So we're gonna move forward with this, see if we can get it to work, add this, the decoration and all this polish, add some polish to it, and then come back and fix it. Copy, paste. So what to watch out for after running. So crosshair cursor in preview when inspection mode is on, blue ring around the preview pane, toast notifications when enabling, smooth hover experience, no flickering, and clean toggle on and off behavior. Okay, so when using inspection mode, we should see a few noticeable changes. Click in here, Command Shift R, everything got reset. I don't see my console anymore. Inspect is on, navigation bar is highlighted. I don't see the crosshairs that it said. Navigation bar, so feature grid. Oh, it seems to be a little more specific. Oh, there it is. I thought I seen crosshairs, but I was wrong. But I think we did make a lot of success here. I wanted to switch, so I wanted to follow along. So as I highlight pieces, I want the pages to show up in the editor side. I don't know how to articulate that yet, but let's say I go over here to powerful features. I want it to show me where in the code that's at, if that makes any sense. But since I am out of time, I am gonna go ahead and commit this to GitHub. All right, guys. So I just pushed and commented to GitHub. So just to overview exactly what we did, just in a nutshell, not with each phase, but there are 6 phases to it, is we added code highlighting from the preview side, where you see what the code looks like, to the code side, so that there's a communication, a one-way communication from the preview to the code, and it highlights it. It's sort of crude, and I do want to be able to track exactly where we are in the code base. So even if it's we scroll down on a preview to something on the bottom, I do want to put the functionality to where it'll highlight on the left side. I'm not sure if that's possible or not with the Monaco editor like this in this current form, but I think that's something that I might want to tackle in the next one. Also, I did notice that if there's two elements with the same type, like two different types of cards, that it would get mixed up between them. So I'm wondering if we should also add finding them by ID kind of thing. But I'm not sure if everything has an ID, so we might have to go that route where we make everything unique so that we're able to track it while we code it. But I'll work with Claude, come up with a plan, and then we'll tackle that on the next one. But thanks for watching.